At some point this afternoon, the birds in your yard will disappear, not gradually, suddenly. The cardinals, chickadees, and robins that were at your feeder an hour ago will be gone, leaving an eerie silence that settles over the branches just before a significant storm arrives. Days before the forecasters issue their first warnings, these birds have already sensed the atmospheric pressure drop, the shift in electromagnetic fields, the subtle cues in the air that your body can't yet register. They knew first, and the reason they knew reveals an intelligence hidden in every yard. The secret lies in a biological pressure gauge hidden inside their skulls. Birds detect barometric pressure using the paratympanic organ located in the middle ear, a mechanoreceptive sensor that operates like an internal barometer, detecting changes equivalent to an altitude difference of only 10 to 20 meters. Cornell researchers studying white-crowned sparrows found that when barometric pressure declined 2.33 kilopascals over 13 hours during approaching storms, the birds responded immediately to these minute atmospheric shifts. In the lab, declining barometric pressure triggered a feeding frenzy, the same surge in food intake you've likely noticed in your own yard just before severe weather arrives. This isn't instinct, it's precision engineering, operating through specialized anatomy we're only now beginning to map. Your weather app took decades to achieve what these birds have been doing for millennia, but the pressure gauge is just the beginning. Some birds, particularly those that migrate long distances, can detect infrasound from hundreds of miles away, sound waves below 20 Hz that your ears can't perceive, but that penetrate the atmosphere like invisible storm beacons. These infrasound waves, generated by severe weather systems, can travel thousands of kilometers through the air. In one study, researchers tracked birds that fled while the storm was still 250 to 560 miles away, at a time when local environmental cues, changes in atmospheric pressure, temperature, and wind speed were largely absent. The birds were responding to acoustic signatures traveling across the continent. Your backyard birds aren't just reacting to what's happening around them right now. They're listening to tomorrow's weather, detecting storms, while meteorologists are still calculating their paths. So here's what I want to know. When you've noticed that sudden silence in your yard before a storm hits, did you think it was just coincidence? Or did you suspect the birds actually knew something you didn't? Comment your thoughts below. Drop your answer in the comments below, because what we're about to discover next makes their storm sensing abilities look almost supernatural. But the disappearance in your yard isn't random, it's orchestrated. Different species, with vastly different migration patterns, all respond to the same atmospheric cues with synchronized precision. Birds can evacuate their territories more than 24 hours before storm arrival, responding to infrasound radiating over 1,000 kilometers from severe weather systems. What makes this remarkable is that they're not acting alone. Across the continent, cardinals are leaving at the same moment robins are leaving, warblers timing their departure to match the pressure signatures that sparrows are already fleeing. This coordination, this shared sensory network operating across species boundaries, reveals something deeper than individual survival instinct. Your backyard birds are part of a continental early warning system that operates with meteorological precision, coordinating their movements across vast distances with timing that rivals modern weather prediction technology. They're not just evacuating, they're evacuating together. The birds in your yard know exactly when it's safe to return. Research on post-storm return patterns shows that the probability of departure was related to changes in atmospheric pressure, with individuals more likely to depart on nights when atmospheric pressure had been rising over the past 24 hours, a pattern predictive of fair weather over the next several days. Your backyard birds aren't just fleeing danger, they're reading atmospheric recovery patterns with scientific precision. Some species can detect pressure changes as small as 0.01 atmospheres, equivalent to the pressure difference between ground level and approximately 100 feet of elevation. While meteorologists issue all clear signals based on radar and satellite data, the cardinals and chickadees in your yard are already back at the feeder, having detected the stabilizing pressure gradients that signal the storm's true end. They return not when the rain stops, but when the atmosphere itself tells them it's genuinely safe. Often hours before official weather services confirm the same conclusion, the birds in your yard know exactly what they're doing with the space around you. Research on post-storm return patterns show